A newcomer to cryptocurrency can find it difficult to comprehend. It was only 7 months ago that I created my first MetaMask wallet and made my first Ethereum deposit. To put things into perspective, right now I'm working on developing smart contracts. However, I had no idea at the time just how widespread scammers were. The truth is that I actually lost some money. Due to a number of scams I've fallen victim to, I'd estimate that I've lost roughly $5,000. Because the information is accessible to everyone, the blockchain is a great innovation. It is possible for me to share with you the transactions in which I lost money. Welcome to the Crypto Trade Hub, the most popular Bitcoin teaching channel on YouTube, where we use tales, analogies, and examples to make even the most complex concepts understandable. In this video, we're going to describe some of the most prevalent crypto scams, including one that's so new you've probably never heard of it, and of course, how to prevent them. So, let's take a look at the 10 most well-known online frauds. First and foremost, any website that asks for a private key is a red flag. The first time you set up a crypto wallet, do you remember how it felt? Because you presumably had no idea whether or not you were doing anything right. The situation was quite confusing. That was certainly the case for me. All too often, scammers use this easy method to their advantage. They ask for your private key, which is a type of confidential information. Now, it's really terrible to me how many fraudsters out there take advantage of someone's lack of information and then try to get you to reveal your seed phrase. They are gaining access to all of your crypto funds in this manner. As an example of what they might say, "Hey, I'm interested in sending you some money. What is your key?" Or, "Hey, you just won a whole Ethereum. Congratulations! Please provide us with your seed word so that we may deposit the cash in your account." A beginner will be fooled into handing over their money by any means necessary. There are actually two keys when it comes to encrypting data in cryptography. You have a private key that you should never ever give out, and a public key that functions somewhat similarly to your email address. These are often misunderstood, resulting in scams. The second scam we have on our list is one that asks others to invest in you as a trusted creator. Consequently, the second technique is someone to which you may be familiar. Anytime you're in a crypto Discord or Telegram server, scammers will set up an official-looking bot or try to impersonate someone from a project staff in order to swindle you in some fashion. One of the most prevalent scams involves someone asking for $100, promising to turn into $2,000 and then returning your money. They're basically saying that they'll invest your money for you. Right now, I want to be crystal clear. I can guarantee that if you contact someone you met in the YouTube comment areas, a scammer will write you a DM indicating that they're a member of the project team and can help you. On Discord or YouTube, they frequently use a different username or profile image to appear to be a part of a real team. There is a very simple solution to the problem of conflict. Check the real Discord handle to see if it matches the details of the fake team member. For Discord, look for username plus 4-digit number and no one can copy that Discord handle. For YouTube, it may be as simple as clicking on the account and seeing if they have no subscribers or videos uploaded. Remember, no legitimate member of the project team will ever provide you with a WhatsApp number or offer to invest your money on your behalf. Scam number 3 involves giving a percentage of a token to a developer's wallet or burning it. In addition to this, token developers are implementing a feature called a burn feature. They'll claim that every time this token is traded, a small amount of the trade is lost forever. If you send your friend 100 tokens, 5 of them will be destroyed or at the very least sent to an account that no one can access. This gives you the impression that there will be a limited supply of these tokens in the future, and that if you buy and retain today, the value of your tokens will automatically rise in the future. You know what? If my dog ate something that made his poop orange one day, that might be the only day in all of his life where his poop was orange. But just because it's rare and only happened once doesn't mean that it's worth something because it's valuable. Nobody's going to want my dog's orange poop. When other people want that orange poop, it has value. Keep this in mind when you use tokens that have a feature that makes them less valuable, even if that's all they have. Scam number 4. Someone contacts you and says, "Hello, I live in China where cryptocurrency was recently declared illegal. As a result, I'd like to get rid of my wallet in order to avoid getting into difficulty. Here's my seed phrase. You may donate the money or use it any way you like and perhaps keep some for yourself. Then, following that message, they will send you a genuine seed phrase to a genuine account with genuine money. $3,000 worth of Tether was held by the account's owner. However, here's the catch. To withdraw the Tether, you must first have enough Ethereum in your wallet to cover the gas fee. Therefore, if you're intelligent, you'll think to yourself, I'll just send it to my own account. To do so, you must deposit at least $50 in Ethereum in order to be able to withdraw funds from the account. Because the charge for transacting a token is around $50 and the fee of sending Ethereum is around $10, you deposit $50 and the scammer quickly transmits the money to their account, making $40. When I say quickly, I mean within 10 seconds. They have a computer running a program that checks to see if there are funds in that account and then transfers them to their Ethereum account automatically. As a result, there is no way for you to retrieve the $3,000. The unfortunate thing of this is that the blockchain is publicly accessible. As a result, you can literally look at the account on Etherscan and see that 30 people were defrauded out of approximately $2,800. If someone provides you with your seed phrase and the wallet contains money, do not deposit any funds for any reason. Consider any funds you deposit there to be gone. Additionally, if they were in China and did not wish to be associated with the account, they would not be required to give it to someone. Ethereum accounts do not operate in this manner. That's illogical reasoning. Scam number 5 involves a bug in a smart contract. Thus, another method that scammers employ, which you may be unaware of, is a glitch that allows people to purchase a token but then be unable to sell it. Now, I'm sure you're wondering how this is possible. There are, in fact, 3 ways to accomplish this. To begin, developers simply disable the approve function in the ERC20 token contract when establishing the token. Essentially, this means that decentralized exchanges cannot obtain your approval prior to releasing the token for sale. The second method is to include a rebase function in the contract for the token. Thus, if you attempt to sell the token, you will lose 99% of it. Third, they could easily create a few lines of code prohibiting the token from being sold to a DEX, neither purchased nor supplied. This signifies that a substantial amount of money is being invested in the project and none is being spent. This creates an ideal environment for scammers to flee with their victims' money. Technically, they could arrange it so that when you sell your token, the proceeds go to the creators as well. To summarize, I'm not advocating that you learn to read smart contract code, but I would advise that before making any purchase above $1,000, you should seek a friend who can. Sixth scam is phishing on phony websites. The following strategy is one that you should exercise extreme caution and keep an eye out for any time you discover a new project or browse on a new device or computer. Certain scammers will develop a website that is an exact replica of the cryptocurrency project in which you wish to invest, complete with the same user interface and content. There are only 2 distinctions between this malicious site and the real one. The domain comes first. Due to the fact that scammers are not permitted to use the same domain as a legitimate website, they will build a new one that is nearly identical to the legitimate one. For instance, scammers could construct a bogus CryptoTradeHub website by changing its top-level domain from .com to .org, .net, .fi, .xyz, or any other. They could also add an S to the end like CryptoTradeHubs.com. Anyway, the idea here is that they alter the small feature so that visitors are unaware they've arrived at the incorrect page. The second thing they alter is the smart contracts, which is the portion that is fraudulent. Scammers may alter the smart contracts code in such a way that they could gain access to the funds in your wallet if you're interacted with it. As a result, you will lose all of your money. Clearly, they have the ability to make this contract do anything, which is why it is critical to connect to only trusted applications. Personally, I ensure that I always click on the correct links by visiting reputable websites such as CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. Additionally, you can check the project's official Twitter account for the correct URLs and then save them so that you always use the correct one. Scam number 7 involves fake initial coin offerings, or ICOs. So, you're aware of how Kickstarter projects, and in fact, all crowdfunding projects are funded? They demonstrate their yet-to-be manufactured goods and then solicit funding in exchange for a favorable contract. Perhaps they'll receive 2 things for the price of one, or a limited edition version. In the cryptocurrency world, we have something similar. It's called an ICO, or Initial Coin Offering, and it's used to raise large sums of money from investors in order to launch a project. Moreover, false initial coin offerings make it extremely easy for scammers to promote a project to investors with no intention of really completing it and then simply disappear with their investors' money. Typically, scammers would provide investors with an extremely attractive and revolutionary project. Then, they solicit funding to initiate their project and attract inexperienced investors with a rich return on investment. As much as 100% or 1000%, which results in investors parting with their money. However, the crooks simply steal it. And regrettably, because many ventures in the cryptocurrency field are unregulated, scammers get away with it very easily. Before investing in a crypto project, it's a good idea to search for legitimate white papers, a project schedule, and sound tokenomics to support your investment. Consider more than the attractive user interface or the high return on investment. The 8th scam is named Hidden Whales. You know how I usually warn about investing in projects with limited liquidity or a small market capitalization? Due to the fact that they are easily controlled by a whale? A whale, on the other hand, is somebody who owns a sizable portion of the available tokens. And as a result, they have the ability to sell all of their tokens simultaneously, resulting in a crash. Anyways, because this is quite evident and fraudsters are aware that people will actually look at it before putting money in a project, scammy projects have developed new methods of concealing their ownership of the majority of the coin. Rather than having a single wallet containing all of their money, users simply divide it between many wallets. For instance, if the total liquidity of a project was $500,000 and the team held $50,000, or 10% of the total, they would split the money into 10 individual wallets. Each wallet contains $5,000. This way, they create the appearance of a more secure and legitimate project. Now, I want to emphasize that you can easily check the early transactions of a project's original tokens, but it will involve significantly more work on your part. And I found that a lot of projects have begun to do this, since users will do nothing more than view the token holders page on Etherscan. They will just examine it and conclude that there are no single whale wallets, at which point they will invest. As a hint, you can consult the blockchain. You might easily spend an hour simply looking around and observing the early money's movements. It's pretty basic, it's extremely easy, and it only takes a little time. Perhaps I'll create a video on how to handle it later. However, I want you to be aware that this sort of thing does occur. Again, the simplest approach to ensure that developers do not own the majority of the token is to examine the first transactions and the initial distribution of funds. If the initial transaction is sent to a large number of different addresses, this is a bad sign. Scam number 9 is mentally manipulating you into believing that a lower price makes it simpler to reach a higher price. While this is not technically a fraud, it is somewhat deceptive. When a project is launched, the team establishes the tokenomics. Developers are given the opportunity to respond to the following questions. What is the maximum supply of the token? What is the token's original price? And yes, they can configure that, as well as determine who receives the early tokens. All of this is predetermined. Now, a common tactic used by a number of fraudulent projects is to simply produce a big number of tokens. This ensures that the pricing remains low. Even if the entire project is backed by a large sum of money, between you and me, owning 100 tokens worth $1 a piece is equivalent to owning 100,000 tokens worth a tenth of a cent. To be sure, having more tokens at a low price is far more enticing psychologically, since it leads people to believe that a price at this low, the tokens will easily double, quadruple, tenfold, or even hundredfold in value. Additionally, they get the impression of possessing a large number of tokens. It's cool for these investors to boast about their billion token holdings. However, moving from a tenth of a penny to $1 is just as difficult as going from $1 to $1,000 with another token. Thus, this strategy is all about deceiving people into believing their gain opportunity is more than it actually is, which encourages additional investment in the token. Therefore, avoid investing in a project solely because the token's price is low. Because if you do, it might develop into a game of limbo, and you'll see how low you can fall. Finally, number 10 is gambling with your trust. The final fraud is similar to the most recent hot scam, the Squid Games token. These creators took advantage of the fact that a show called Squid Games had become quite successful and rode the hype train with the same title in order to garner a lot of attention. However, This is not the trick I wish to discuss. To create a false sense of security, they built a phony team. Yes, you heard it correctly. They developed approximately 10 fictitious profiles, complete with fictitious bios, in order to create the impression that the initiative was supported by a strong and capable staff. They even included computer-generated images of people. In fact, individuals who did not existed just to lend legitimacy to the project. All I have to say about this one is that crypto frauds are becoming increasingly persuasive. As a result, you'll have to work much more while deciding on a project. To conclude this video, if you're considering investing in a project, there are basically only two things I recommend. The first step is to visit to rogdoc.io, and this website is dedicated to project analysis and whether the contract code contains any visible vulnerabilities for exploits or scams. They'll inform you of the risk associated with investing in it. I'll include the link to this website in the description because it's quite useful. The other thing I can propose is that you conduct extensive study on the project before investing. I recommend that you read the white papers on tokenomics. Make sure that you have subscribed to our YouTube channel, Crypto Trade Hub. Anyway, I'd like to express my gratitude for viewing. We hope you enjoyed this video and that you took something away from it. Most importantly, we want to see you in our future videos. Stay awesome!